comes in, we'll get them signed in as well. The GCC School Health Advisory Council General Meeting will be called to order. It is November 28th, 2023. It is 5:04 p.m. My name is David Reed. I'm the parent chair of this council, and we would like to welcome all of you and extend our appreciation for your time and talent. SHAC meetings follow a set of basic norms for conduct that allows everyone to be heard and make decisions without confusion. We hope that you have come prepared and empowered to make contributions for your area or function. Each member is responsible for ensuring that local community values are reflected in the decisions made and the work to support healthy, safe school environments. Ashley Cox, SHAC Secretary, will now document appointed member attendance and determine if we have a quorum.
Good evening. Has everyone signed in? I'll sign in. Okay. Appointed members, please listen for your name and respond as I call those who are present at today's meeting. Tanya Alexander, Natalie Artega, Kimberly Brock, Teresa Caldwell, Amber Carter, Sam Chapa, Patricia Cheshire, Valencia Davis, Rhett Dauberstein, Natalie Edwards, Sandra Encinas, Cody Guillory, Allison Halliday, Jesse Harden, Joel Coons, Preston Miller, Mirtha Morales, Stephanie Myers, Melissa Ornelas, Wes Hines, Lee Martinez, Casey Pena, Sarah Pruitt, Maria Ramirez, David Reed, Nawasi Sherman, Diane Slack, Teresa Times, Adrian Ware. All right. Any appointed SHAC members' names that I did not call? Okay, perfect. We'll get you to sign at the end of the meeting. Oh, you did sign? Okay, thank you. I'll mark that down. All right. And anyone else? No. All right. Mrs. Kennington will count the total number of appointed members to see if we meet a quorum.
Thank you, committee members. We do have a quorum of the committee. The total membership stands at 50, 28 parents, 19 district staff, and 3 community representatives. Today's meeting is being recorded as a matter of public record. Please do not use jargon or acronyms. Confidential information should not be discussed. For the sake of those listening to the recorded event, we ask that anyone wishing to speak signal by standing or using a raised hand, and once you're called upon, the speaker will need to state their name and speak clearly, concisely, and at a level appropriate, so your voice and any comments can be heard using the microphone. At this time, we'd like to welcome and recognize any guests present. If you will please introduce yourself and your role. We'll pause right now to acknowledge. So any guests that are in the room? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, because it is okay.
Lana Gons, I'm a teacher at Clark Elementary.
Anyone else? Other guests? Yeah. Right here, guests too.
Sorry, yeah. Yasmin Lozano, I'm an education advocate for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Thank you for coming. Anyone else? Thank you for coming. And Lori?
Lori Rumfield, Goose Creek, ISD.
All right, so thank y'all for being here. SHAC meeting information, including the agendas, minutes, and audio can be found located on the district website through that Goose Creek United site. For each general meeting, members of the public can provide comments or concerns by emailing shac@gccisd.net. The communication will be shared with the SHAC Executive Council for consideration. Mr. Reed?
All righty. Agenda item A1, a draft of the September 26th meeting minutes were shared via email with members for review of accuracy, and any revisions were made based on the feedback received. A draft of the final proposed minutes were shared prior to the meeting tonight for review. At this time, I'd like to call a motion for the committee to approve the meeting minutes as written. What was your name? Jesse Harden. Would anybody like to second that motion? What was your name? Martha Morales. Thank you. So we have the chair recognizes Jesse Harden and Martha Morales for the motion to approve the September 26th, 2023 meeting minutes as written. Are there any corrections or discussions to the minutes? Nope. All righty. Appointed members, please vote to approve the motion to accept the September 26th minutes as written. If you are not at the meeting on the date, you may still vote or abstain. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All against, raise your hand and say nay. Any abstentions? Raise your hand. Looks like the ayes have it. Motion passes. Next on the agenda, Stephanie Myers will recognize September Employee Challenge winners. Amanda Kensington will provide a recap from the GCC Community Wellness Festival, and each of the SHAC subcommittees will report on the work to support, educate, and communicate positive and engaging health initiatives and any recommendations they may have. Ms. Myers?
All right, so good evening, everybody. My name is Stephanie Myers, and I'm director of our Employee Health and Wellness team here for the district. And so the Benefits Department would like to celebrate our staff members in the health and wellness programs. In September, Goose Creek staff members were challenged to participate in a month-long step challenge to increase physical activity and raise awareness and funds for cerebral palsy. We had 135 participants. 14 teams motivated each other to log approximately 24 million steps. Interestingly, when we compare the number of steps from the 2022 September challenge, the number of total steps logged increased by 8 million. So that's pretty good. Good job. So that was more than this year did the collection of funds. So they also increased by steps and funds. Individuals participating in the program were 287,000 steps each. And the total amount raised for the Cerebral Palsy Alliance was $2,300. So tonight we would like to recognize the top 10 steppers, the top team, and the top fundraiser with their certificate. So the top 10 steppers were placed in a drawing, and 3 winners will be receiving a gift certificate today. When we call your name, please join us in the front and stay for a picture to celebrate your achievement. All right, so let's go ahead and our top 10 steppers, Miss Virginia Rodriguez. Come on down. John Hackett. Not here? Okay. Lana Gauntz? Say it again? Gauntz? Okay. Sorry. Angela Dunson. Oh. Richard Ellis. Come on down. Kimberly Carr. Come on down. Hello, ma'am. Congratulations. Alondra Lopez. Alondra here. Bruce Cortez. All right. Fernanda Zamora. All right. And then we have one that had 1,405,349 steps in September. And that was no other than the Sam Chapa. Do you want to get a picture of them and then do the next one? Or? Okay. You want me to get in the middle or? Yes. Squeeze on in. Really, I think you should be in this picture. I'm sorry about the tables. We were trying to clear them out today. Congratulations. All right. Great job. Great job, everybody. All right. Next, we want to recognize our top fundraiser with $363. Maria Ramirez of the Harlem Soul Sisters. Right. From Harlem. I'm like, no, I'll get one and then I'll get one.
She is actually the reason so many Harlem staff participated.
Good job. All right, perfect. And then our top team is the Central Receiving Crew, Kimberly, Alondra, Richard, and Sam. We would like to thank everybody for their participation, and we celebrate your wellness efforts. So Central Receiving Crew, come on down. Right.
So we at the warehouse, our offices are there, and we're always in healthy competition. But they just blew everyone out of the water with the teams. Out of 14 teams, this is our number one team. So congratulations, thank y'all.
Great job, everybody, and thank you, Miss Amanda and Kitty team, for all your efforts in coordinating these events.
So I'm just going to give a brief recap of our United in Wellness Community Wellness Festival that was hosted this year. This was a collaboration of several of our Goose Creek departments. We had the goal to unite individuals, schools, families, employees, the community, organizations, and we wanted to promote health and wellness. This event was sponsored by Be Well Baytown, the City of Baytown Parks and Rec, and Workforce Solutions. At the event, we had over 1,031 attendees, probably a little bit more than that because not everyone signed in on the little QR codes, but we tried our best to try to get a really good count of that. So we're really proud of the number of attendees that attended this event. This was Saturday, November 4th at GCM as when this event took place. There were approximately 58 resource vendors. 38 flu shots were provided. We had 200 families that were offered free fresh produce, and over 7,000 pounds of food was distributed by Hearts and Hands at Baytown. The attendees expressed how much they were really grateful for all the food resources. Aramark served healthy snacks and water, and were there providing resources as well. Over 130 volunteers, which included student athletes, employees, district SHAC members. We had our subcommittee there helping out that day. There was also an opportunity for education. We had a chit chat summit sessions. They had public service announcement, town hall screening on the dangers of fentanyl set up in the auditorium, sessions on risks of e-cigarettes, healthy relationships, mindfulness, and self-care were also provided. We had 16 campuses that were in the gymnasium area, and they led educational and activity booths. Also in the gym, there was a DJ, there was Zumba, there was yoga sessions, mascot dance-off. So we had some mascots there, and we just wanted to share some of the pictures from the event. As you can see, we had the Bowie Step team and performance team. They came out and performed as well. So just a great, fun event to where we were able to unite the entire community to show that we are Goose Creek United. So thank y'all for those that participated and helped and volunteered and planned the event. We're really excited, and we're already planning for next year to make it even better. So thank y'all.
Awesome.
One of GCC ISD SHAC's guiding principles is that we will support a healthy and safe school environment using the whole school, whole community, whole child approach, which aligns the collaboration within all components of health to meet the needs of the whole child. With that in mind, we would now like to hear from the subcommittee officers and any pertinent information to be shared for the good of the council from your respective committee meetings and any recommended action items to be considered. First, Kimberly Brock, will you please share some notes from the Health Services, Employee Wellness, Mental Health Subcommittee?
Yeah, I have a big mouth, so. Well, at our subcommittee meeting, we had the Children's Assessment Center of Harris County visit with us, and they presented to us about different prevention programs that they offer at no cost to schools, staff, and parents. So we were interested really in seeing the parent part of it, of course. So we're going to look into that a little more. And we also talked about having more of a maybe like a master list of what is already offered from the from the district, so that we kind of know like a guiding principle on how to get to the next. Because a lot of them, I think we are kind of talking about them in all different committees. So it'd be kind of neat to understand what's already offered and know what we need to do next. And we also, I know in both of our meetings so far, we've talked a lot about vaping. That's obviously a big deal for parents. So kind of how we can educate parents, staff, and children on the dangers of that. So that was really the biggest part of our conversation. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Next, next will the Physical Activity and PE Health Education Subcommittee officers introduce yourselves and share brief topics discussed at your meeting.
We can introduce Ms. Halliday just as the secretary. So let me just do that. Ms. Allison Halliday is the secretary for the subcommittee, but we're going to ask that Mr. Preston Miller present to us tonight.
All right, so we met and we discussed mostly recess times. We found out that the elementary schools in Goose Creek get a total of 15 minutes a day for unstructured physical activity. And so I will be doing some more research into that. I've already found multiple scholarly journals and recommendations from the CDC and others saying that is way too low, and that more recess actually fixes a lot of the behavioral problems that many staff and administrators are worried about. Some of the pushback we heard regarding that was the minutes of instructional time and how the recess timing is set up based on the minutes of instructional time needed to get state and federal money for the schools and not for the students' best benefit. So that's something we wanted to look into a little bit more and see is the recess schedule we have for our elementary school kids, is it in their benefit or is it in staff and administration's benefit? So we also talked about student motivation and getting involved in physical activity, the things we can do to help motivate them to want to join in physical activity and exercise more. We also talked about how the new school designs seem to be trending to these small play areas, no green spaces, just a lot less outdoor areas for the kids. And that's a central tenet of outdoor play for children, is that they have a safe and inviting place to play in. And I already have the research for that I'm going to share later via email. So it seems like we're prioritizing classroom time again instead of that outdoor unstructured time. And then we also there's an active recess pilot where that was discussed, and one or two schools are going to be piloting this, where the staff or the teachers will be out directing the students during recess. They will be engaging in different activities and learning activities. On its face, I had some concerns about that as well, because that means from the time they get off or on the bus in the morning to the time they get off the bus in the evening, that means they have that 15-minute time where they don't have a teacher telling them what to do is gone. And so there's not a single minute of each kid's day is unstructured. So we wanted to look into that as well, get more information about the active recess pilot. That about covers it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Lee Martinez and Amanda Kensington will now share information regarding the implementation of the newly adopted health curriculum.
I can push the button. Oh, thing.
What's up, man? Good evening. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Just want to go over this with you guys on choosing the best implementation. Am I in everybody's way? So in December 2022, the board approved a new health curriculum, choosing the best for junior high students. On May of 23, they approved an MOU with the Houston Health Department, funding, training, technical support, and curriculum for the junior high to include a service learning project. And I'll tell you guys, putting this stuff together, we had to go through a lot of hoops for that one. I'm going to say it a little different. Amanda had to go through a lot of hoops to get this stuff approved, and it was a lot of work on her part. Just being able to get certain dates that everybody can be a part of and everybody to be trained on. So there's a lot more that goes into. I'm going to read this. Going to be quick, but make no mistake, this is not an easy process. August 8th, 2023, 20 junior high PE teachers participated in training. August through September 23, parent guardian notification via Parent Square to opt in junior high PE students to participate in this part of the curriculum. They were also able to opt out. September 18th through the 26th, the PE teachers taught the curriculum during what we were calling Abstinence Week and implemented the service learning projects. They did a pretty good job with that. It was we learned a lot. Definitely doing this project. We knew how tough it was, and if you look up on the screen, 250 participated in planning and implementing the service learning projects, beautification around the schools, for cleaning and safe learning environments, collecting cans for local charity, recycling, taking care of our environment, teacher and staff appreciation as well. Under the guidance of the PE teachers, students collaborated with one another and made a great impact. And part of that project was to give us pictures so we could share with the city of Houston. So here's an overall total completion of the Choosing the Best curriculum, pre and post survey. A total of 997 out of 1,323, which is 75%. Students enrolled in the CTB virtual platform completed at least one half of the curriculum. Total of 1,119 students completed the pre-survey, and a total of 723 students completed the post-survey. District, 2024 implementation goals, we want to increase that enrollment. Also in that area of instruction, I think what's going to help us, the action needed is if, we reflect and identify the challenges, which we kind of asked the junior high teachers, what are the challenges? What are some things that we could do different as we work towards this service project and work towards choosing the best, the recommended actions that meet the needs to overcome barriers. I think the biggest thing that's going to help us as a district is when the student enrolls for school the following year, to let that be a part of their enrollment. With this choosing the best, it was very tough to try to implement it and send it out the 2 months prior. I mean, you guys know sometimes you get the stuff and sometimes you don't. A lot of people, when they brought it back in, we were a little crunching for time there. When they turned it in, they filled it out wrong. So then we can't let a child do that. Let's send it back. So there's a lot of things that we did great, but there are a lot of things, just like anything that's brand new, that we did wrong. We're definitely moving forward to correct those things. And I guarantee you this number will be a lot higher next year. And I think we'll be better prepared for this situation. It's the first time doing it, and I feel pretty good about the results. But like anything else that we do, we want to try to find ways to get better. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Jesse Harden will provide a summary from the Nutrition Services Subcommittee meeting.
Thank you. We discussed our number one goal would be that students be allotted for 10 minutes to eat breakfast and 20 minutes to eat lunch, counting from the time the student sits with their food tray. Action steps that are needed is the district leadership to ensure principals are aware of and enforcing the policy goal objectives. Observations are needed at the junior high level. The committee would like to observe CBJ and EF Green, and breakfast at some pre-K and elementary campuses. Nutrition services will schedule site visits in January. Committee will note the best practices to ensure that students have time to eat. Breakfast, lunch, and research evidence-based techniques to enhance the service lines and make recommendations to current administrative guidelines. Committee will collaborate with other subcommittees to share ideas. Committee will assess any needs such as training or need for better communication with campus administrators to ensure students are not being withheld for any reason like discipline or athletics from sufficient time to eat. We want to garner support from the general SHAC members and propose any call to action recommendations.
Excellent. Thank you very much. The final report will be from the Family Engagement and Community Involvement Subcommittee. Subcommittee officers, please introduce yourselves and share your report.
Good evening. I'm Nawasa Sherman, the Secretary for the Family Engagement and Community Involvement Subcommittee. During our meeting, we discussed It's Time Texas Challenge. We're encouraging participation from parents and community members to be active role models to support their children's participation in family events. We talked about promoting wellness with students, their families, and school employees through suitable district and campus activities. We also discussed communication in collaboration with community partners such as GCC ISD and the City of Baytown. Some of the action steps that have already taken place is our committee members volunteered at the community wellness event in November. Also, committee members volunteered to promote It's Time Texas at the City of Baytown's Turkey Trot. And we're still continuing to garner support for the SHAC campus admin from the SHAC from the campus admin, board members, and community at large.
Excellent. Thank you all very much.
Good evening. So how many SHAC members here have participated in It's Time Texas last year? Anybody? Okay, great. So for the ones who haven't, the It's Time Texas Community Challenge is a free 8-week health competition that kicks off every January, where Texans across the state compete and earn points by logging daily healthy habits such as drinking water, going on a walk, or eating a healthy snack. With the Community Challenge mobile app, all participants can track their progress while earning points for themselves, their schools, organization, and their local community. Within the app, you can also celebrate each other's success, find local group health activities, and explore nearby destinations that promote healthy living. This challenge provides a fun, safe space for anyone ages 13 and up taking steps toward a healthier lifestyle. So a couple of things that we learned that's changing this year from last year. They're going to improve the mini challenge functionality, right? So last year there wasn't that much on that function. There wasn't that much information that was being relayed from Austin to the app users. They're going to be a little bit more specific with those challenges that are coming out weekly. They're going to create a new badge engagement feature where last year, I don't know if you guys noticed that you can high five. You can high five any of your participants or your fellow co-workers, your friends, your family, even people from the community that you might know or not know. You can high five for any achievements that they might be doing or any activities that they're doing. Now this feature will have badges. I guess for several activities that you do, you'll earn badges based on those activities. Point incentives will be for referrals. They're going to increase those point incentives. I know last year they had, I think it was double points, or for so many referrals, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, 10. Everybody was awarded points. That's going to be based on per referral. What did get removed this year was group activities. I know there was a lot of concern and confusion based on group activities last year. People were creating, like say, for example, hydration events out of their home. Only something that they could participate in and not group activity or community, that kind of thing. So they're working on getting that removed from the app. December 14th, there will be an app webinar that myself and Amanda will attend, and then we'll get some more information, more specificness and stuff based on the app. Also, they are increasing the sync features. This is the health data sync option that will work with, for example, Apple, Google. I don't think, like for example, Fitbits, smartwatches, that kind of thing. So your phone and your smartwatches will track that information and upload it into the app and award you points as you're, for example, working, walking, like where you don't necessarily have to go and upload them or track those points. Also, It's Time Texas is adding additional free resources. It's free virtual exercises, nutrition classes, for example, Zumba, yoga, mixed fit, and it's going to be provided this year in both English and Spanish for everybody. Free telehealth coaching that is going to be also available in English and Spanish. It is going to be a free confidential service via phone, text, and video, providing support and setting those healthy goals. And also what they're adding is several more nutrition educational videos. They're trying to create a more healthier and interactive programming involved in those educational videos. So with tonight, myself and Amanda, we would like to get your guys' support in It's Time Texas, and I got some flyers if you'll grab one and pass one out. And if you guys are interested in It's Time Texas Community Challenge, you'll come up so we can take a group photo. And then this
Support the efforts. We'd like to take photos and we can say, hey, this is the SHAC that we would like to promote this as a community-wide event. So
with this photo, Amanda can upload it, and it will be considered a registration event, which will award Goose Creek 5,000 points. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, Goose Creek placed third. Were we third or second?
Third for Goose Creek in the city of Baytown, second.
Yeah, so Goose Creek was third place in the state of Texas, and Baytown was second place.
You want me to take a picture?
This is going to be interesting.
So.
The flyers are coming around.
The flyers are coming around, guys. Feel free to grab one.
I'll put them on the chair.
Grab one and pass them on.
Yes.
Ms. Giller. Please promote it at your schools, at your campuses, at your community buildings.
So there is a QR code where you could download the app, sign up for the challenge. Also, they are providing early. Did it work, Matt? Oh, and it does. They're awarding early registration points. I think it's 250, and then once you log your first activity, come January 8th, you'll get awarded those points. For all Goose Creek employees, these points could be awarded to your campus. Amanda does this challenge amongst the Goose Creek campuses, which is called the Salad Bowl Trophy. And those campuses that are leading in those points get awarded that Salad Bowl Trophy. For example, Harlem won the Salad Bowl Trophy last year for Harlem Elementary, which was elementary. Junior high was E.F. Green. Yeah, so E.F. Green has won 2 years in a row. And last year for the high school was Impact. So
You're challenging other campuses within, so to promote anyone 13 years and up can sign up for the app, start earning points. They get points for their individual self. They get points designated to the school district. points help all of us.
When creating that profile, you'll notice that you can put the organization, which is Goose Creek, and then you can put your campus, and also Baytown as your local community. So those points will be awarded to those three individual organizations. Yes. Yes, ma'am. That's a good.
Harlem, you can leave it blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Select school that you want your points
Right.
to go.
So there isn't an admin, but your right. Admin is not available, but they will be awarded to Goose Creek as an organization. So great question. Any other questions? All right, guys. So January 8th, log all your healthy habits: drinking water, eating, walking, jogging, running, biking, anything. So log.
Thank y'all very much. I'll tell you, to be just now having our second meeting and to see that most subcommittees have already had a meeting, if not all. That's everybody had a meeting already. That's fantastic. So we learned the first year that we worked on this that the quicker you get started, the more you get done. So that's definitely a great thing. Next agenda item is item C. We have a presentation from Amber Carter, GCC ISD SHAC member and Southeast Harris County Community Coalition Coordinator. That's a lot. At the Bay Area Council on Drugs and Alcohol to educate us on various trends on teen substance abuse, signs, symptoms, and lingo, as well as prevention resources, tools, and tips identified hidden in plain sight. So that's what this is.
So they already introduced me. So this is our hidden in plain sight mock teen bedroom. And so we use this as an interactive. Do I have to use a microphone? Okay. All right. Yeah, the echo is like bothering me. Okay. So it's basically an interactive education tool. So we do this a lot for educators. So I have a bunch of different items. We like to bring like vape devices, the edible, different things because a lot of times parents have never seen these before. So I try to keep them all up to date so you kind of know what's out there because we don't know what we don't know. So usually how I would do it is parents would just kind of filter through, look at the items as I kind of describe the items. And then they're kind of mixed in here with just everyday, things that students would use. And they're easy to kind of conceal because they look like different things like pens and highlighters. So this is everybody's favorite, but this is a vape watch that I bought online. It used to work. It looks a lot like the Apple Watch, but you pop up and vape device. So I don't think a lot of students are probably going to have this. I did buy this like 3 years ago. I don't know if this is still in style. But just something to look out for. They're always coming up with products like this, things that are really easy to hide. Let's see what else. Lots of different just vape devices. These are like your 400, 500 puff vapes. They're equal to probably about 3 packs of cigarettes or so. So a lot of times people will think, well, vaping's not a big deal. It's just nicotine. At least they're not doing cigarettes. But the nicotine content in these devices is really, really high. And, once it goes, they puff it goes straight to the brain, and they'll describe like a little buzz or a high that they get from the puffs. And so that's kind of what keeps them coming back. And because they're so young, their brains are still developing.
they get addicted really quickly to it. And if they don't have it, they'll start going into withdrawals. They'll have withdrawal symptoms. They'll get really cranky. They'll be irritable. They'll, want to get out of class or go somewhere where they can get the cups. And then we have the whole other issue of the THC vapes. So we know from research that students who vape nicotine are 5 times more likely to start vaping THC. There's so many different strands of THC right now. This is the dope brand, the cake brand. I don't have a package for it, but it's very popular right now. And it's a THC vape, but you can kind of see here where it says THC dash O. The O doesn't mean zero. I forget what it stands for, but it does have THC in it. And these a lot of times are sold at the convenience stores. I encourage you guys to kind of look around your community when you're going into a convenience store, when you're driving down Garth Road. Kind of pay attention to all of these smoke shops that are popping up, all the billboards, convenience stores that have these big, glass displays, because it's all about, what you're seeing is what our kids are seeing too, and it's giving a message that this is not harmful, this is not a big deal. So we really need to think of what are our community values. What does Baytown stand for? And for having 20-something smoke shops in our community, the huge billboards. What do we want our community to look like? So some other things, the Juicy Bar, the Elf Bar, these have 5,000 puffs. So that's equivalent to like over 600 cigarettes. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then they just keep increasing it and increasing it. So this is the 7,500 Juicy Bar. So it means 7,500 puffs in this. And I don't know, I've tried to figure out, but I need to ask somebody who vapes, and I really don't know anybody who vapes, but how long does this last? We don't know. I know that a lot of times they'll just, because they can kind of do it anywhere and easily conceal it, they probably use it pretty quickly. Probably runs out pretty quickly, and it's affordable for teenagers. It doesn't cost that much money. And then we have the edibles. And I want you guys to have time to come and look at all this stuff. But I did go to a few smoke shops, pretend like I was a customer, and bought some products. I got rid of them, don't worry. These are empty boxes. But this is the Delta 8. So Delta 8 is a strand of THC. They get away with it because there was the hemp law. It says 0.3% or less of THC is legal. The guy at the smoke shop told me he loved sharing his knowledge with me. Said that 0.3% of THC could be any potency. So that's kind of how they get around that law. So this is 750 milligrams of THC. Sounds high. I don't know. I don't exactly know how much. And the way they do these edible products is, so this had the real Oreo cookie sandwiches, the mini ones, and what they do is they'll lay the product out and they'll spray a THC tincture spray onto it, and that's how they make it an edible, and then they repackage it into this. This was a cereal bar, like a granola bar, and the same thing. This was a nerd rope, like the candy nerd rope, and it was packaged in this. And the way they do the candies is they put a tincture oil. So it's like an oil where they're dropping oil on there, and that's how they get it with the THC. There's videos on YouTube of how to infuse candies and different things like that. So, yeah, and you can buy the tincture at the smoke shop as well. Now they shouldn't, for smoke shops, it used to be 18 and up. You can go there, you can buy these products. Now it's 21 and up, thank goodness. So they shouldn't be letting anyone into these shops who are under 21. Pretty much everyone, I mean, I know I don't look that young, but none of them carded me. I mean, none of them, people were walking in and out and they weren't, checking ID when you walk in the door or anything like that. Most of them did have at least one sign that said under 21, you can't enter. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, who do you think these are marketed to? I mean, these are Doritos. Again, Dorito chips in the package. And they just spray the THC on it to make it an edible. But Flaming Hot, all the Flaming Hot stuff is very popular right now for teenagers. The candies. This was, my son loves these sour rainbow belts. And so I had to buy these to show because who are they marketing to, Same with the vapes. The vapes are strawberry ice and blueberry raspberry and pina colada and like all of these, flavors that appeal to young people. See what else? Do y'all know what 420 is? If you saw a student with something that said 420, would you know what that meant? It's basically a universal symbol or sign for weed. And it's the national holiday for smoking marijuana, so April 20th. So yeah, and then you'll see they use a lot of cartoon characters, and they'll make them high. I mean, it's just the glamorization of like that lifestyle, basically. But I'd love for y'all to get a chance to come up and look at some of these devices. Because if you've never seen it before, because I didn't, it's like, well, how much is this one? And what is, there's so many different kinds of them too. We are unveiling our vape disposal drop box. Our ribbon cutting will be in like 2 weeks on the 12th. And so that vape disposal box is at the Goose Creek Police Department in their lobby. It's bolted down there. A lot of the officers who are getting influx of the vape devices are using that drop box, and then that collects all of the devices, and then the police department incinerates it. Because vape devices are considered toxic waste. If they still have like the liquids and stuff like that. And then the other part of it is the batteries are electronic waste. So it does create a lot of waste and harmful for the environment. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yes.
So the disposal that it's at the Goose Creek Police Department, correct?
Yeah, so it's in the lobby. So the school district is going to, they're going to advertise it, but it's not going to be open to the community. So it'll only be like law enforcement, administrators, and then I believe parents who want to, maybe they find a device in their kids' room and they don't know what to do with it. They can drop it there so it can be in. Y'all want to come through and see some of these different devices and
Supervisor.
yes. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any questions or can you see parents being interested in this? Normally I do a PowerPoint presentation beforehand, like maybe 15, 20 minutes presentation, and then let the parents walk through and kind of look at the items and everything. I'm available to come out and do that.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Carter, for the information. We definitely appreciate your willingness to come and volunteer your time to educate us as parents, as educators, as community members on the dangers that may be hidden right under our noses. If everyone, once we take your seats, I just wanted to give a special thanks tonight. Is Casey Pena still here? Or did she just left. Okay. So United Way of Greater Baytown and Chambers County, just if you don't know, they did a day of caring earlier. It was in October. And they did various projects throughout the district. And while she was here, I just wanted to thank her and United Way for the installation of some different things. Like they did community gardens they built at some of our campuses, which goes along with our wellness policy and trying to do farm to school. They did created school garden beds, built them. And then for the active recess, they painted markings at various campuses like Foursquare. You can see some of the things. They did a hundreds chart over at Alamo. So that the students, whenever they're out there, they can choose to use those to study and to work and to play and to just enjoy their time outside together. So we just wanted to make sure that we thanked our partners for making that possible. The only other thing that I really wanted to share tonight, and if you all have any other educational opportunities or announcements that you want to make, I'll give you a second to do that as well. But if you're interested in learning more concepts about SHAC itself and kind of the advocacy of school health, It's Time Texas, interestingly enough, Sam mentioned the free exercise and nutrition classes, but they also do that free telehealth coaching. So even if you decide for whatever reason not to do the It's Time Texas Community Challenge and you don't have the app, they do have a website that you can go to and you can still access those services. They also have for SHAC, they have some previously recorded workshops, like webinars that were already previously recorded. Just if you want to learn more about SHAC and the Texas School Health Advisory Council as well, and then just learning more about the policies and the legislation that go along with it. So sometimes it's a little easier than reading through all these policies that we have by looking at these videos. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that that was available. Just go to the itstimetexas.org/SHAC website, and you'll find those resources there. Are there any other announcements, educational opportunities coming up that anyone wanted to share? Anything that's happening maybe at your campus, family type of events or community events that anyone would like to share? Yes. Yes. You want to mention that? Talk about it? You want me to talk about it? Okay, so thank you. Another initiative that I'm like putting on PE teachers. So we do have, and I believe I mentioned we'll probably do a presentation on this later in the school year just to kind of give you the results, but we would ask for support of this. But the PE teachers are going to be doing a new, what's called the 21-day snacking challenge. And it's in collaboration with Kids Teaching Kids. And Kids Teaching Kids is a nonprofit organization. And what they're going to do is they are providing information. They're doing providing all the kit, everything that the PE teachers need just to kind of promote the 21-day snacking challenge. Students are going to be sent home in January with a sticker that has a QR code for families that are interested in participating in the snacking challenge. They do the snacking challenge at home, and all of the resources, things that they'll need to do the challenge will be sent home. And those that participate at the end of the 21-day snacking challenge will get a survey just to kind of see what the impact was of this. But there are incentives for the schools that are participating. Most of our elementary, I think there's only a few that are not participating in it this year, but most all of our elementaries are going to be starting that in January. So if you see something coming home, please pay attention to it. And in collaboration with the career technical education, I think I mentioned this before. They're creating and marketing a digital recipe book. So that's going to go along with the snacking challenge. PE teachers, some of our PE teachers signed up and were selected to create videos that are going to be part of that digital recipes. So you'll have not only the recipes, this digital recipe book that was created by students here in the district, but you'll also have videos created by our PE teachers here in the district. And there's also a component for SEL, so our social emotional learning. There's going to be pieces where there's mindfulness included as well. So just we thought it was a great way, just again, to comprehensively push school health. So we're trying it out for the first time, and it starts in January, and then we'll give you all an update on that in February or the April meeting. Any other? I wasn't prepared to talk about that, so I go on and on. Any other announcements? All right. Mr. Reed? I think no. Ms. Fox?
Thank you. If anyone has agenda topics they would like addressed, please email shac@gccisd.net. We would also like to schedule any upcoming subcommittee meetings. District leaders, please meet with subcommittee officers at the end of the meeting today and determine when the next meeting should be scheduled. All members, please mark your calendar for the next SHAC general meeting, which will be held on February 20th, 2024, 5 to 6:30 at the administration building right here. And Mr. Reed?
I think we've already passed them out, or if not, they'll be on that back table back there. Yeah, on the way out the door, we've got a small token of our appreciation mouse pad. We would like to give each one of you one of those. Thank you for participating. Thanks for spending your time and offering your talent. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you have a great holiday season, and we are adjourned at 6:05.